Oh, do I feel good today? What is up, DTL Universe? Welcome into your sports and sports betting brand of record. We like to call it Driving the Line. We are live every single weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, on demand on the weekends. We are getting closer and closer to the NFL season and college football season. Do not forget, later in the show, we tackle more of the NFC South today in our 24 days to the NFL. Also, CeeDee Lamb, what's the latest in Dallas? We will tackle that as well. But as always, I can't do it without my five-tool player. Can't do it without my partner. Can't do it without my man with that big old fat smile that I love so very much. AB. Good. Whoa. What is that hat that I'm looking at this morning? What is that?
Look at that, huh? Looking fire right there. And check this out, too.
It goes
the crew.
Backwards. The crew backwards. At drivingtheline.com. Do not be scared to go and check, because if you guys don't start repping all over the world, and I mean all over the world, because AB, a week from tomorrow, we launch DTL, the podcast, a completely separate weekday daily show, if that makes sense. 20 to 30 minutes every single day. It's going to drop around 1 o'clock Eastern. For crew members, they will get the video as a crew exclusive every day. We can't do any more than that, can we?
We cannot, sir. We cannot at all. Actually, we can do more than that, and we will, but those come in when it's necessary.
Interesting. And we've got some very special people out there in the universe watching today. To all of you, and you know who you are, welcome to Driving the Line.
Coach. Is today a special day?
It's a Monday.
Is it your birthday?
I thought I could skate by that part of the show without you saying anything, but apparently the chat is way ahead of you, AB. Yes, today is your boy's birthday, and all I need is Driving the Line and my two beautiful kids that are sleeping upstairs, and I'm good to go, baby. And, of course, you. We've been together a long time. Feels good.
It feels great, Coach, and happy birthday, man.
Thank you very much. All right, we got the crew that's standing by today as we continue through the dog days of August. But I tell you what, Howie Schwab is always looking down. What are the selections today, AB, for the crew play of the day?
2 games, or 4 teams. Well, 2 teams, actually. 4 options. That's what you've got. All right. Rangers, Red Sox over 9.5, or Rangers, Red Sox under 9.5. Yankees, White Sox over 9. Yankees, White Sox under 9. Polls in the chat. Vote now, and we will update, as we always do, at the end of the show.
By the way, Jason put in the chat, the wife, ? Did he not hear me say today's a good day, AB? That I'm happy today?
Yeah, it sounds like you and Raphael have some of the same thoughts.
Yeah. Hopefully they're not watching. All right. We love our crew. We love all of you. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes in the chat. I certainly do appreciate that. But we've got some cash in today. And by the way, John says, want to cash with the coach on his birthday? You're damn right. I'm going to have 2 plays today just for all of you. But to get to that, it is now time, ladies and gentlemen, for the picks. All right, no Z-Man today. He's busy at a little network called ESPN. You may have heard of it. He apologizes. He will be back next Monday. But my 2 guys, we call them the tent poles of DTL. Oh, they're here every single day. The man from the Dirty Dirty. Charles, how was your weekend, sir?
It was all right, Coach. Sunday was a lot better than Saturday, but I hope that good morning, first of all. Happy birthday, second of all. Good morning, crew, as well. But it was okay. Saturday was kind of frustrating, but Sunday was way better. So I'm excited about the new week. The countdown has begun to European action, so really excited to get this one underway.
All right, very, very good. He is our numbers guy, and he never stops working. In fact, this morning at about 4 a.m. my time, my little ding goes off on my phone, and I open it up, and what do I have, Raphael? MTV Movie Awards or Music Award odds. What are we doing, Raphael? What are we doing?
They request and I have to do. That's pretty much my life when my phone dings with requests for odds. But good morning, crew. Happy birthday, coach. Happy 40th birthday. So nothing but fine wine for you down the road. But I'm sad today, really sad. The Olympics are over. There's no more Olympics. What am I going to watch in the morning and the afternoon? And guys, I sent this text out yesterday. I hit a 26-point middle yesterday with ladies and baskets, and I did take the wife out for dinner last night. So I with the money that I had nicely made, she went out to dinner with me. So
real quick, because we put Educate and Entertain on the shelf for about a month, tell the good people, because I want them to understand how they can do it too. How did you hit a 26-point middle yesterday?
Well, I played the under the ladies championship game, USA game against France. Played the under. I think it was 156. I think I got the total was. They started off ice cold. Both teams were hitting bricks. Both teams couldn't do nothing. Defense outstanding. It went all the way down to 130. The total was. So I hit the total on live betting over 130. It actually went down to 127. I was going back and forth. Should I hit it again? I didn't hit it again, but I had a nice middle on that. I think 156 and I hit at 130. So, and it came in, I think 131 was the final score. So that's what it takes, a lot of time, takes a lot of math to be doing in your head when you're watching games. So again, I look at sports betting just like I look at the market. I could care less what the jersey says, a name on the back. I'm looking at numbers and numbers only. So I had a nice 26-point middle yesterday.
Yeah, very good, my man. Always letting people know. By the way, go ahead, AB. You got something going on over there.
I'm laughing at Scott in the chat, our man, because I was thinking the same thing. Was Raphael betting on that Australian mom in the breakdancing competition who had no clue what she was doing at all? It was either the greatest troll of all time or somebody let her on the bus, and I don't know how she got there.
So Doug Gottlieb, I saw tweeted, was there not qualifying for this? That was so bad.
It's great. So I know. And it's great when it starts and 2 minutes in, everyone on Twitter that is in Australia was apologizing for this, and we don't represent her.
How does she get a pass or on the floor? By the way, AB, sometimes we got to let the chat gets a little bit excited, I guess we could say. Mm-hmm. And as much as I love the DTL Fantasy Football League that I am not going to participate in, they want to have it televised or on video on DTL After Dark. Sometimes I got to put my foot down. Sometimes we're not putting it on After Dark. Maybe Twitter Spaces. Maybe what's that new little show that DG does with Mark and Robbie? What's it called? Weekend Wagers?
Yeah.
Maybe it could be on that.
Let me say this. We can easily stream it. None of us are going to be here, but we can easily. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. We can figure out a way. We can figure out something.
All right, let's get into it. We've got a lot going on today in the world of sports. We're very, very close, Charles, to getting our big leagues back, which will lead to a soccer-only episode on our new podcast channel as well. But the leagues start this weekend, not today. But you found something. I know you did. Let's start right there.
It's the calm before the storm with a light soccer day. Then we have a super busy week starting on Tuesday. But I did locate us some Sweden action that starts at 1 p.m. Eastern with Hammarby and Brahma Pojorna, who have scored 3 or more total goals in 5 straight meetings. So I'm going to keep this one simple with the over 3 full-time goals. I see 2-1 at worst, but more like a 3-1, maybe 2-2 type final score. Once again, this is Sweden going off at 1 p.m. Eastern.
All right, very, very good. Nice start right there. Sweden going off at 1 p.m. Eastern. Got it. AB, real quick, some people are lamenting the fact that they did not get into the Fantasy Football League. However, can they still get into the Elimination League that Lindsay created? That's that's like a suicide pool, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
It is, and they can. I don't have the link handy, but I can get it after the show. But yeah, you could put in as many as you want. I'll drop that link 1,000,000 times, and as B. Mills says, not try to attempt whatever that second team is that Charles has listed, because there's no way I can pronounce any of that, any of it.
Leave it to Charles. Leave it to Charles.
Brahma Pajankarna. Yep, that's it.
That'll work.
I would love to do a spelling bee and see how long we'd be sitting here for somebody on the crew to spell that correctly.
Oh, I mean,
It'd be a day.
I would forfeit beforehand, and I had trouble with Bodo Glimt. That was giving me some issues.
Bodo
over the
Glimp
weekend.
had trouble with Bodo Glimp. They couldn't even score. All right, Charles, well done on the first one, we think. All right, Raphael, coming over to you. I know if you only have one play that you're going to tell the good people at home, be very, very careful today because you're very, very, like you said, to the point, and you only play things that you can cash. Talk to me.
Yeah, first off, I'm having trouble spelling Bo Nix half the time because I'm a horrible speller. But this Brewers game versus Dodgers series, I can't wait to watch the series because both of them are battling for the #1 spot in National League with the Phillies. So it's going to be a great weekend. I like the Brewers team total over 3.5. I know they only scored 3 runs total on Saturday and Sunday, but before that, they were crushing the ball, scoring runs all over the place. They've hit this prop 4 out of 6 times. I just think the Brewers bats waking them up because Kershaw has not been Kershaw. He's given up. Last time he started, the Dodgers gave up 8 runs in that game. So I just think the Brewers will be able to hit Kershaw early and get to the Dodger bullpen. So I like the 3.5 total runs by a Brew Crew laying a -120.
They have become an amazing over team. I mean, they had a couple of games where they hit the over by themselves. Yeah. That's how good they become. I love this play. Love this play. By the way, DG, right on time, 13 minutes after the top of the hour. He says there will be a DFS league for DTL on DraftKings. So I'm going to let DG head that up. Thank you, DG. You just volunteered yourself. And then also, our man Mark says just go to ESPN, search the Driving the Line pool. Very easy to find to get in the Eliminator pool, which you guys can go in there if you want. But your boy's going to take home the cash at the end of the day. Eliminator pools are what I do. That's literally my sweet spot. But go ahead and participate if you think you can knock off the king. All right, AB, did I not say at the top of the show I would have 2 plays to cash with the coach today? I said that, right?
Birthday plays.
Birthday plays. Now, the Astros over the weekend, I had a little up and down with my personal plays. But the Astros have caught fire. And the Rays have not. They got dominated by the Baltimore Orioles. Now, who comes to town? The Houston Astros off an incredible weekend in Boston. And you're only laying around 130, depending on the book that you're playing with, 135. I don't mind the juice. It's worth the squeeze. Take the Astros on the money line. Then the Royals have become an absolute over team. And the Twins, they have scored 2. So I like that over 8.5. Don't care about the pitching matchup. Like the over 8.5 tonight in Minnesota. And let's all meet at the pay window. All right, AB, I got 2 big plays by you today. Explain yourself.
Coach, we have an issue to deal with. All right, and I'm going to explain that in 1 second.
Okay.
All right, so first off, we're going to take the Braves and the Giants over 6.5. We're going to take the Rockies and the Diamondbacks over 8.5. But let's take a look at the weather, and let's see exactly what we have dealing with. Braves of the Giants, 80% humidity, and the wind is blowing out 17 miles an hour. And the over is at 6.5.
Ooh.
Here's why.
Talk to me.
Chris Sale versus Blake Snell. All right. It is a massively fantastic pitching matchup, but it is 6.5. If anyone gets the ball in the air, it's going to go. So I'm riding the over 6.5. I'm feeling it. And then we look at the Colorado Rockies at the Arizona Diamondbacks. You've got wind blowing out as well. You don't have any humidity or anything like that to deal with. But I do think that both of these teams are going to hit off of the pitching matchups that are aligned today. It's very hitter friendly. But yes, Coach, 6.5 is the over. Are we feeling that or not? I mean,
I just played it. I had to.
Okay.
There's no way this goes down. It's only going to go up.
Yeah.
Do you think it stays at 6.5?
Raphael will be the guy for that, but I'll say this, and we'll get into this in home runs here in just a minute.
Okay.
It is Jorge Soler revenge game. Let me just go ahead and say that.
Oh, if you know, you know. My goodness. Raphael, will that stick at probably the lowest total I've seen all season? 6.5?
No, we saw a 5.5 last week, but the total opened up at 7 last night and quickly got bet down to 6.5. It'll stay 6.5, but I just put in the chat, watch for live betting. If there's 0 runs in the first inning, we might see a 5.5, 4.5 total on it, because I don't think these pitchers are going to both go complete games. So maybe look at bullpens to give up some runs.
All right. AB, apparently Raphael hasn't caught on to just agreeing with me when I say something. It just makes me sound better as the host. It could have been, yeah, coach, 6.5. That's about the lowest we've seen all season. You're right. And then got into that whole explanation. But instead, he goes, oh, no, coach, just last week we had a 5.5. I don't even know what you're talking about, idiot. Oh, okay. Yeah, coach is
just last night.
Happy birthday, coach.
By the way, listen to our girl Melanie in the chat. She said hit that like button. It really helps the show grow. And also George Soler. Thank you, Melanie. You've been here since day freaking 1. All right. I believe we've done all the weather. We've done all the humidity. We've done all the obscure soccer. We've done all of Raphael making me look like an idiot. We've done all of it. But we are smack dab in the middle. If you guys watch every single day, then you know we're counting down and breaking down all the teams on all these NFL squads heading into a 17-game season. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for 24 days to the NFL. All right, today we go to the NFC South. Before we get there, AB, I got something I got to get off my chest. Whenever you have big-time receivers, they're all getting paid $17, $18 million a year. Justin Jefferson, DJ, all these guys, except one name has been left out of the party, and he's arguably the best one of the bunch, and I'm talking about CeeDee Lamb. And now Jerry Jones has stepped in it again. He was at training camp over the weekend, was asked about CeeDee Lamb, and said this.
And so we wouldn't have him out here. It has really not anything to do with his contract. We've got Dak won't be out here this afternoon. And so the bottom line is what it is no, there's not that urgency. Now, I understand completely the angst that's happening when you are anxious about and someone says anything about whether you're missed or not. Well, CeeDee, you're missed, okay? But you're not missed out here competing, and it doesn't put any pressure any place on us.
Yeah, I mean, AB, why would you miss a wide receiver that's all pro, arguably going to be a Hall of Famer, when you've won so many Super Bowls the last 20? Oh, no. No, they have not. Your take.
I'm from Dallas, Texas. All right. Born, raised, came to Tennessee, but that is where I originate from. And let me tell you this. Players and agents have started to figure it out with the Dallas Cowboys, all right? They're going to force Jerry Jones to pay a tax on them playing for the Dallas Cowboys. Do you know why? Because he elevates all the media, all the scrutiny. These players get blasted for everything, every little thing, media following them around like TMZ, and for what? You don't compete for Super Bowls, all right? You get that treatment if you're playing with the Lakers. Yeah, you compete for titles. The Dodgers, the Celtics, the Yankees, like all these premier teams, Dallas isn't that. And they figured it out that Jerry Jones needs to pay these guys extra for having to deal with that because he doesn't raise their level of getting money afterward, right? Dallas has notoriously been one of the lower paying or lower payrolled teams in the NFL, and those days are coming to an end. We're seeing it this year, and it's going to continue. Jerry Jones, weirdly enough, is going to have to pay more for these players than other teams would, and rightfully so.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott. You can't not spend the money when the salary cap continues to go up and up and up. AB, good job on that take. Let me come to you, Raphael, because Nate agrees with AB. Cowboys are ranked at the very bottom in spending over the last decade. But at some point, you got to pay your great players or they're going bye-bye. Where are some other landing spots, perhaps, Raphael, that could be interested in one CeeDee Lamb if they don't get a deal done?
Yeah, a friend of mine posted odds on this one. I didn't put that, but they have the Kansas City Chiefs 5-1 as the favorite that maybe CeeDee Lamb goes there. And I'm not just making those odds up just because coach is his birthday and that's his team, but I'm a little bit shocked. I'm actually shocked that the two teams that we're going to discuss are not higher on that list. The Atlanta Falcons, 25-1. They really don't have a true number one wide receiver. They got Drake London is their number one. I'm just a little bit shocked that the Panthers and Falcons are not high in this one. Detroit Lions 6-1, Steelers 6-1, some others down the list, but a little bit shocked that the two teams we're going to break down today are not higher on that list because I think they can get wide receivers. But I also heard that the Cowboys will probably side Lamb first, defense guy second, and maybe Dak Prescott during the season or after the season. I think the Cowboys are going to wait to see how he does this year. I don't think Dak Prescott gets signed either between the season or after the end of the season. I think they signed two other guys first.
It never ceases to amaze me. It never does. Living in this country and being a huge sports fan, as all of you are, that the Cowboys, unlike any other team in any sport anywhere, continue to be the most popular with literally no championships. None. I can't seem to figure it out. But they continue to do that. A lot of the chat agrees with us. Should not be a list. Pay that man. Last thing the Chiefs need, Jared, dead to me. Of course we need CD Lamb. That would be a complete three-peat. Just write us the check right now. All right, we'll keep tabs on the Cowboys situation throughout the falls. We head up to September 5th, which will be our very first DTL After Dark NFL style. But today, we're going back to the NFC South. The Atlanta Falcons, they finished third last year in their division at 7-10. They fired their head coach, Arthur Smith. They hired Raheem Morris. Apparently, he's better the second time around. And they signed Kirk Cousins, coming off an Achilles injury, to $180 million. My goodness, AB. And according to DraftKings, the total set at 9.5, juice to the over at -135. Are we going over or under on the Falcons?
Under in the ATL. Give me under 9.5 at +115. Look, I like the pieces that the Falcons have. I'm not the biggest Raheem Morris guy in the world. I'm not against him by any means, but I think that this team needs to focus offensively heavily because they've got a lot of nice pieces there. The problem is that I just don't know how this Kirk Cousins thing is going to work. I'm just a little concerned about that, especially when you have a young quarterback in Penix who you drafted surprisingly as well, which I thought was a good move. But what it's going to do is the minute Kirk Cousins has a bad game, they're going to start screaming for the other guy, right? So I'm going to go under 9.5. But again, I'm really more playing a number here. If this were 7.5, go over 8.5. 9.5 is just too many. I don't think they're winning 10 games.
Yeah, they do kind of feel like a third-place team again. And I think maybe the Falcons coaches, Raphael, were listening to all these high-level doctors that tell no, in 2024, the Achilles injury, it's not as serious as it used to be 20 years ago when it took a full year just to get back to be an athlete. Now, apparently that's not the case, and you get $180 million for it as well. Your thoughts, over, under?
Let me wipe this tear out my eye because AB just said he's just playing a number. Made me a little emotional when he said that. But I agree with AB 110%. I am playing a number because this one screams 9-8 team, the Atlanta Falcons. This division stinks. You guys are glad I wasn't on Friday's show when we were talking about the Saints because they stink as well. So I can easily see the division winner 9 games. The Falcons haven't hit this number 9.5 total over since 2017. So I don't think we're going to see a lot of wins. It's going to be a really close battle. I think Carolina's improved. I think that maybe they'll split against the Saints, even though the Saints stink. I just don't see 10 wins out of this division to go into the to win the division. I think 9-8 for the Falcons winning that division. So I'm going to say under 9.5.
How many of you knew that it's been 7 years since the Falcons have hit this number? That's why you come here, ladies and gentlemen. That's fine. We'll do the work for you. It's just fine. Now, Charles, let me come over to you, big boy, because you're always the man that keeps me level. Are we going over? We going under?
I'm bucking the trend. Yeah, I like the Falcons over
Ooh.
9.5 wins. I have high expectations for the Dirty Birds. I think Raheem Morris getting that second chance being a coach that usually drives success as well. Plus the quarterback situation, yeah, it could be shaky, but I'm going to say that it stabilizes well, have a few pieces on offense. The defense should fly around, cause plenty of turnovers as well. Plus I can see them beating the Panthers. They could probably have 5. They may even sweep the division, at least 5 wins. Plus they get the Broncos, the Raiders, the Giants, the Vikings, Seahawks, Steelers, Commanders. So it's a pretty favorable schedule for the Falcons. So yeah, I like the over 9.5. I can definitely see 10-7. 10-7 at worst, but it'll kind of play into my second play also.
So 10-7, that won't be a sweat at all for you, Charles. It's not shocking that the man from the Dirty likes the Dirty Birds. It just rolls off the tongue. By the way, AB, should not shock us that the rivals that we call frickin' frack are in the chat at the same time. And Soupy writes, pulling a DG. I'm right on time at 19 past the hour is when he got into the chat. And then he says, of course, he wants to make it about himself. He goes, I said it to Raphael on Friday, 9-8 wins that division. What's the only problem with that, Raphael?
That I wasn't here on Friday?
It doesn't hit the
You
kid.
were not here on Friday's show. So there's no way he could have said that to you. So shut it in the chat. Stop lying to the good people. Damn it, Soup. He's still having a rough week, AB. He's still having a rough week. Raphael wasn't even here.
Well, that's going to go over well in the group text after the show.
I wish you guys could put that on DTL After Dark. But then again,
we're just going to stream that for 24 hours. It's just playing text and ads.
It really is a fun thread until DG participates. All right, now, team number 2 today.
Oh, we didn't go over
what's
our
that?
second picks.
Oh, my damn it. See, I get thrown off. See what super you did to me right there? See what you did to me? Damn. All right, so I always task my crew members for every single team to have a prop for the season. And AB, it's the start of the year. We don't have to take a lot of time, but tell the good people, there's a lot of new people in here today, on where we put these particular props so they don't drive us insane.
Yeah, use a different book, all right, for your futures bets so you're not staring at them, throughout the entire season. I know that it gets annoying. So find one of those books that you haven't used before, take all the promos that they're going to give you, and use that just for your futures. And the first one that you're going to do it for is Kirk Cousins over 8.5 interceptions, because Raphael, we're also playing a number on this one as well. Usually quarterbacks are around 10.5, 11.5 right now. Kirk Cousins at 8.5 because there's a quarterback behind him. All right. I like that there's a quarterback behind him for this bet because they're paying Kirk Cousins way too much money to bench him. That ain't going to happen. But Kirk Cousins is going to press. And if he has a bad game, he will press and press and press more, which equals the no-fly zone. So take him over 8.5 picks.
Oh, he's talking about a tier. Whenever I hear the no-fly zone, I know that NFL season is right around the corner. Raphael, where are you headed with Mr. Kirk Cousins this year?
I'm taking his under passing yards, 3,900.5. Just rewind and just listen to what AB said, his last 2 takes about the Falcons, because that's pretty much the same thing that I agree with. He's got a guy breathing behind his back. I don't think he could stay healthy. I know he missed this number last year because of injuries, but that snapped the 4 straight seasons of him passing for over this number. I don't think he's going to, because those are totally different teams, Vikings and Falcons. I think they're going to run the ball a little bit more. In Atlanta, they didn't run the ball as much as they did in Minnesota. He threw a lot. I just think this number is way too high for a guy that's coming off an Achilles injury and a guy that has a young stud breathing behind his back and a guy that's coming off Achilles injury. I'm taking this under.
Very interesting that you and AB have the unders because you said high. You said high number. Charles, I feel like on your futures bet, you're going to be on an island all by yourself. Explain that.
Yeah, the contrarian route. Yeah, I've just named off that schedule. Yeah, I can really see this is the Bucs last season. They were the surprise team, so I could see the Falcons being that same team as well. Like I said, that schedule was very favorable for them. I could see 12 wins on it as well at plus 240 to slide it over on DraftKings from that 9.5 to 11.5 plus 240. I think it's worth a little try there as well. So for the Dirty Birds, so yeah, 12 wins. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
We say sprinkle here at the show, Charles. If you haven't been on before, like every freaking day, it's called a sprinkle. All right. That is team number 1. And I'll address a couple of you guys in the chat here in a second. But team number 2, Carolina Panthers, a solid 2-15 in 2023. Good for dead freaking last in the NFC South. They fired Frank Reich. They hired Dave Canales. He was the Bucs offensive coordinator. They have a very low number, AB, at just 3 nickels, juice to the over. Where do you go with the Panthers?
Here's the issue with the Panthers, because you see Bryce Young pictured there. I like Bryce Young. I liked him at Alabama. I like him now. Here's the problem. Name anyone else that plays for the Panthers, right? Like, they just don't have any talent. You want to know who their starting tight end is? Tommy Tremble. All right. I mean, I just don't know what they're going to do. All right. I'm taking the under 5.5, but it's not a negative on them. I like Dave Canales, right? Like, I just don't know what they're going to use to compete. Look at the roster. It is devoid of major talent.
I'm picking them to go 5-12 at best. It's not a negative. It's not a negative on them. At best, 5-12. Oh my goodness. Oh, another long year in Carolina. Sometimes when it starts the owner down, and we know their owner is a disaster, Raphael. He is a disaster. He is as petty as they come. But are we going to cash a ticket on AB's under, or where are you headed, Raphael?
I like the Panthers over 5.5. This one total opened up at 4.5 when we all put totals up and quickly got bet up to 5.5. Just don't forget, they have a last place schedule. And I know they only had 2 wins last year, and both wins were by 2 points. So it's not like they crushed those 2 wins, but it's going to be a much improved team. And I think the quarterback play is going to be the big difference. Just because Andy Dalton is his backup, they can easily bring him in if, let's say, an injury comes in and ride the boat. I think they can win their first game in New Orleans. I'm not sold on the Saints at all. So I like them 5.5 wins. I liked it 4.5 way back in over the summer, but I'll still take 5.5 just because I think you're right, Coach. I think they have 5 wins, and maybe I can hedge off on the last 2 weeks if I'm floating around 5 wins. But I like this Panthers team. They're improving.
Got to be paying attention when you have a futures like this to be able to hedge around week 17. Week 18. Soupy Charles says, don't count out the Panthers. They made a ton of improvements in the offseason, but we can't name any of them, AB. I think they don't finish last. We should ask Soupy to name like 5 dudes that they brought in that helped improve their team. See how long it takes him to write those in the chat. Charles, let me come over to you while Soupy's scrambling to find Google. Are we going over or under this year on the Panthers?
I'm going to go under on this one. I was scrambling to see where they would get wins as well. I'd see maybe the Cardinals, Giants, Raiders, Bears, Broncos. That Commanders could be their 6th, but I just really couldn't get to where they would get past 5 wins. So, yeah, I like the under. I'm just not a Canales or Bryce Young fan. Also, like I said, and as far as their team, I'm not really sold on that as well. So, yeah, I'll stick with the under 5.5 wins for the Panthers.
Wow, I felt like you just took a direct shot at Raphael. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how that makes me feel. That was a direct shot at Raphael. Damn, Charles.
He probably had 15-2 for the Saints on Friday.
That was a straight shot, too. All right, now
He
let's
started
talk
it.
props. He did start it in,
I did.
in grade school. All right, AB, props, Panthers, go.
Bryce Young under 3,200.5 passing yards. And again, just playing a number here because there are so many ways that this goes under. There are very few that this goes over. I'm just going to play it and ride it because, again, so many ways that this could go under 3,200.5. Yep, that's what we're doing.
So last year on, well, what would be Detail After Dark this year, we played Bryce Young several times. Did we not, AB? And he would routinely pass for 140, 130, 150. I'm not a math major, but this would have to average about 200 yards a game, a little bit under, to cash this over. I like the under a lot. Well done, AB. A lot. Raphael, let me come over to you. What do you like here? Another Bryce Young play.
Yeah, I had to scratch my eyes and refresh my computer not once but twice because I was actually shocked that he didn't throw for more interceptions last year. He only threw for 10 last year, so I was a little bit shocked. And I just like this number because, again, Andy Dalton's going to be putting a lot of pressure on him because if Young struggles like he did last year, I can easily see them giving the hook. Better offensive line, I think better production on tight ends and receivers, so I think he'll be a much better quarterback, either or who's playing, but 10.5, I just don't see it. Again, totally blew my mind that he didn't have more last year.
Me too. I just hope he doesn't get injured. He's so small compared to everybody else. Charles, you're going back to the team for a futures here. Talk to me.
Most regular season losses plus 650. I could realistically see this team going 2-15, 3-14, and at plus 650, I think it's worth a sprinkle.
So you're going to go fewest regular season wins for the Panthers at plus 650.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Great. I believe you said losses.
Fewest
Okay.
regular season wins.
We're gonna
My
have to figure
apologies.
out
I might have on that.
Let
one,
me
Coach.
clear this up. Let me clear this up. So the
That's
bet
okay.
is the fewest regular season wins.
Yes.
He worded it as the most regular season losses, which is saying kind of the same thing, but with books, it's never the
It's never
That's
the
where
same
that's where
thing.
that's where it came
I'm
Yeah,
confused.
I think they have new technology that will be able to roll the tape back within the show. That's something I'm working on. That's
Yeah, it's
something
2-1 me on those.
What did you just say?
You're
It's
right, Coach.
2-1 you on those two. Oh, okay.
On
We need,
rollbacks.
we need a challenge flag where we can
Wow.
rewind the tape.
Well,
Here's
it's
the
so
problem.
interesting that you go ahead, AB.
Oh, sorry. Here's the problem is that you have ties that come in. So the fewest wins and the most losses, it doesn't necessarily mean the same thing. That's where you could get into trouble with that.
Thank you, AB. Appreciate you validating my position. Sometimes I have to explain how I'm next level, but I appreciate it when somebody else does. Now, apparently, AB, certain people of the crew don't understand the people we have waiting in the wings, particularly DG, because he decided in the chat to take a shot at my age and said I was 59 years old. Does this look like a 59-year-old man? But it's okay. It's okay. Because do you know, and I'm not kidding, this is the 100% truth. Do you know who wants to be on DTL as a capper, wants to do fantasy, and was part of the biggest moments in the history of the WWE and could shock the world if he gets into sports and sports betting? Do you know who that would be, AB?
Gold dust. I don't know.
That'd be fantastic.
Vince Russo.
Bro.
Vince Russo. Bro. He called me. He says, Coach, I want to be a part of DTL. Is there a spot? And I was like, well, not really. But today, apparently, there is. Because when we chitter, chatter in the chitty chat, and you don't think somebody can take your Wednesday and Friday, I can't even remember when DG's actually on the show because he's got all these new jobs and everything to actually take care of his family. What is that all about? But don't worry. We got a bench. Charles, I'm talking to you too there, Mr. 2-in-1 boy. All right.
We got to
Easy
get
now,
Vince
easy.
Russo making picks. Yeah, I'm serious. man.
He wants to.
Dude,
wants to. I'm
come
not
on,
kidding.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right. Vince, I know you're watching. We're going to bring you on. It's good.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, gentlemen, well done today on the two teams. You got to go through all of them. So we got to get through the Falcons and the Panthers. That's the way it works. Mark says, in all fairness, I'm the one that said Coach makes 59 look young. Yes, but DG started it. He started it. That's why.
Actually, one last thing. I just thought about this.
Yes.
I believe that Vince Russo actually created the Gold Dust character. And all kidding aside, that character was over for a year.
Like
and then I think there were some issues they had to kind of tone it back. But there's no question that character was over, man.
He also, and if you watched any of the 3-part interview we had with him on BTT, he also had to convince Vince when Stone Cold Steve Austin said, Austin 316 said, I just whipped your ass. He had to convince him to run with that. And that's one of the pivotal moments in the history of pro wrestling. Austin 316.
Oh, I mean, yeah, dude, that promo right there, like the fact that Russo had to convince McMahon, like,
yes,
I think this is going to work. I don't know, pal. You know,
that's maybe he'll actually write some good material for DG, so some of his comebacks and his trash talking will make sense. I think that would be good. I think that would be
He
good.
has creative behind him.
Yeah, Vince has complete creative control over DTL from now on. It's an 8-segment show. No more 3 hours. All of it. All right.
He said get gold dust for the sprinkle picks. There we go.
all the music.
Oh, that'd be
my God.
fantastic.
Wouldn't that be great, Raphael? It really would be.
Jeez.
And I'm going to make it happen. You watch. I'm going to make that happen. We got a lot going on. We got a lot of shows. We got a lot of brands, and we love that you guys are here having a good time with us every single day. But some of you, we're not here at the top of the hour, 10 a.m. Eastern time, but don't worry about it. We got you covered because the Whip Around is brought to you by Reagan, the movie.
Welcome to your life.
You can run from a bully for so long,
There's no
but after a while, you're going to have to stand up to him.
What did the president know, and when did he know it?
I am about to start the biggest war of this century.
You told me you wanted to make a difference in this world.
What would you have me do?
I want you to fight!
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Wants to rule the world.
Oh, I want you to fight, and I want somebody to hit a home run tonight over that wall. So, AB, not AB. Sorry, Charles. Here's where we're going. Aaron Judge, he is on 299 career home runs. It's got to be tonight, no? How about Willie Adames? Cattell Monte of the Diamondbacks, Marcelo Ozuna of AB's Braves, and then George Soler. If you know in the DTL universe, then you simply know this is a special player for us. Charles, where are we headed today? Who's going to go the yard?
You have to take the chalk, Aaron Judge plus 175 against the White Sox on the road, getting that additional at bat as well. I normally stay away from the chalk, but in this spot, it's the obvious pick. So for show purposes, Aaron Judge plus 175.
All right, very good. Plus 175, a very serious Charles. So you know he likes it today. AB, coming over to you, big boy.
Cover your eyes, everybody, because there's going to be a solar eclipse in the great Oracle Park in the Bay over there in San Francisco. Give me Jorge Soler plus 475. Yeah.
I don't care where you are. I don't care what. It's still one of the greatest segments of all time, ever. Raphael, where are we going?
Yeah, it's hard for me not to go chalk of Aaron Judge, even though I think he gets walked twice. You could bet that walk prop. I would maybe take a shot at that one because if he does it, it's home run. Maybe it's the bullpen that gives up the home run for Judge. I'll take the plus one at the same time. And they're playing the White Sox where the Cubs blew up runs against the White Sox.
It does kind of feel like a 2-home run night for Judge. By the way, AB, Soupy says if Vince Russo was writing the script for the show, he would totally go off script. Well, we've seen how that's gone for him in the last week, so I would probably stick to it. Don't you, AB?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, look, if we have a calculated swerve, that's what we want. But we all want to be ahead of the game here.
Correct. Soupy better be practicing in the mirror. He's teetering. By the way, Charles, real quick, B Mills, there is one League Cup game tonight, Seattle, and I can't remember the other team. I was actually looking at it. Do you like BTTS in that game?
Pumas.
Pumas.
I'm sorry, what was that, Coach?
Do you like both teams to score?
This could be one of those tricky 0-0 ones as well. I think Pumas is probably going to settle in, so I don't know about the both teams to score. I could definitely see a 1-0 either way, 0-0, and we go to those penalties as well. So I'm not too keen on the both teams to score.
I also have a take on the League's Cup. Run away. Do not bet on this. This has been terrible. None of these teams want to win. None of them. Even though they have big things that can come out of it, nobody wants to win. Run away. Unless you want to bet that 0-0 draw. Yuck. All right, let's get to the picks. One nugget, 10 seconds or less. Charles, you got one soccer play today. Let's start right there.
Sweden, Hammarby and Ramapurjorna over 3 full-time goals. I see a 3-1, maybe 2-2 final score in this one. Like I said, this is Sweden. And it goes off at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Very, very good. Raphael, why do you like the Brewers today?
Because I think they only scored 3 runs on Saturday and Sunday, so they're going to want to try to score some runs today. Give me the over 3.5 runs minus 120. They have hit this prop 4 out of the last 6 times, and in LA when they played them earlier, I think it was in July, 2 out of 3 times they scored 3.5 runs. So I just like the Brewers today of scoring runs.
Very good. And for those of you watching live, if you want to cash with the coach, me on my birthday, what you're going to do with the Astros on the money line in Tampa and the Royals Twins over 8.5 in the Twin Cities. Love both of those numbers, and you got to watch live to get it. Some of you are getting lazy, and we don't tolerate it. AB, talk to me on your two.
Braves Giants over 6.5 in the city by the Bay Area Laboratory Co-op right there. We're taking that one over 6.5, and the Rockies Diamondbacks over 8.5 at -105.
All right, very, very good. One other quick one, just because there's not a lot of soccer. Charles, they're asking about Luton and Burnley today in the English League Championship.
Yeah, I was looking at this one earlier. I was looks like I had liked Luton Town, but it looks like Burnley may be a nice dog as well. So I could definitely see 1-1, maybe 2-1 either way in this one. I think that both teams that score in this one would be a nice spot, but I'm sure it's pretty juiced up. But yeah, 2-1 either way, 1-1 at worst.
Okay, very good.
Is that
Very
JJ Watt's team? Burnley, isn't that JJ Watt's team?
That's
is
correct.
That his
Yep.
Burnley?
Yeah.
He invested in that.
Yeah.
Wrexham, that is Ryan Reynolds' team. So there's a lot of celebrities that are investing in things these days. By the way, Carl says, where are coaches pick? This is why we tell you we're putting them up live. Carl, we can't. I literally said they're live picks for people who are watching live. You got to listen. That's what I'm saying. You guys are getting way too lazy, and you want that recap screen as kind of a crutch. Well, just ask my crew privately what I think about crutches. I don't like them, do I, Charles? At all. At all. All right.
He's a scooter man. That was a bad joke.
All right. I believe that we've done all of the plays. I believe that B Mills is right, that they're getting lazy, coach. You're damn right. I'm not asking any more soccer questions because I can't even pronounce that. That's
I
crazy.
can't even pronounce these teams.
Put Nate's up there. I think he's just messing around, but I want to see people.
What is this?
What is it? That's going to be an autocorrect, right? Oh, my God. Is that for real, Charles?
Yeah, I didn't have a feel on this one. I rarely even looked at this league. I've got so much going on Tuesday through Sunday that I kind of skimmed over the schedule looking for the spots that stuck out to me. So no real opinion on that one. My apologies, Nate.
Piast Gliwice is going to win 6-0. I'm calling it.
6-0. The total's 2.5.
Go over.
Carl says, I got it, but I wrote this before you announced it's only live on the show. All right, Carl, I'll take it back. I'm going to take it back. We're all good. All love. Synergy. All right, gentlemen, well done on Monday. Do not forget that these two guys right here, they will have crew exclusive picks up in about 30 or 40 minutes for all of you crew members. There's never been a better time than to become a crew member right now, because what we have in store for you, I told you, starting next Tuesday, a brand new show. Also, we're going to have 3 nights of DTL After Dark. Also, we're going to have a crew exclusive every single day. What else do you want? What else do you want? Well, I know one thing you might want: the closing bell. All right, it's a Monday. Where is the crew going today, AB?
The crew is feeling an over, and they're going with the Yankees White Sox over 9. And you know what? I agree with them. I think this is an excellent play. Yeah, riding that one.
So the crew could cash the over. We could have Judge hit 2 home runs to help with that over, right? I think it's a win-win for us.
It is. It is. And it's also a low-key great uniform matchup, all right? You're going to have the Yankees, in the road grays, the White Sox, all right, the black and white pinstripes. It's going to be nice. 2 strong colored uniforms here, man. I like them.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I will be wheels up tomorrow. I'll still be hosting the show. AB, I'll be calling the FedEx Cup St. Jude Classic this week. I believe Classic. I think I screwed that up. DG actually asked me for tickets to this event. It's a playoff event, so the tickets are very, very, very hard to get. Do you think I hooked him up or did not hook him up?
I think you did.
I hate it when I'm a good guy. I hate it when I'm a good guy. I indeed did. So if any of you are out there at the St. Jude and you see DG, go up to him. ask for a picture, ask for an autograph. He truly believes his church league championship makes him a celebrity. So please make him feel like one in the 100% humidity of Memphis, Tennessee. All right.
Take the over on drives.
Yeah. All right, AB, well done. Thank you, producer man, for the one shot. It is a very special day and has nothing to do with my birthday. It's another day that we get to wake up in the morning, that we get to be happy about spending this time together. We are building a community and a group of people that love to razz each other, love to get on each other, but damn it, we love to do it together. And we're just getting bigger and bigger and bigger day by day. And we cannot thank you enough. Turn on your notifications because DTL Golf will be moving tomorrow. We'll be traveling. A lot of guys that won't be here, so we'll get that to you. Don't worry, we'll get you picks one way or the other this week. But in the meantime, it's time for you to go out into the world. Time for you to be kind to one another. Be honest with each other. That's the only way that this thing can work. And believe this, that 24/7 we are grinding for you. So DTL is the only sports and sports betting brand you even have to worry about. You come right here, one-stop shop. So with all that being said, there is only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My Tiger, my man from the Dirty Charles, my numbers guy, Raphael, my partner, AB, and never forget about producer man, always behind the scenes, making the show look like $1 million. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about every single day right here on Driving the Line. Good luck.